Some people say that the variability of the animals is the problem. Yeah, they're right. You need an arrow to be able to penetrate a variable target, not a target that's perfectly consistent. It might be the most irrational thing you've ever heard until you really think about it. Hey, it's windy this morning because I do testing outside. So we're going to shoot this pig in multiple places with 200 grain field points. All right, this is a little better. I got out of the wind. My nephew Tom is right there. He's the meat hammer. He smashed a pig earlier. I posted that video on Instagram, or whatever. So you should watch my Instagram, because cool stuff happens with the meat hammer Tom. Anyway, what we're doing today is we're going to get 20 yards away. We've got Sirius Apollo arrows, 200 grain field points, 100 grain inserts. We're going to shoot this pig. We're going to shoot him in the head, in the shoulder, through the guts, and in the hams with field points and measure the penetration so that we can at least test with the gold standard, which is foam or gel and field points. But we'll just do it on a pig and see what happens. I predict interesting results. And I'm gonna try to do my best to video, but it's gonna be super loud. But that's because I don't test inside. I go outside. It's really old fashioned. Pig, outside, you know, like realistic. Some people say that the variability of the animals is the problem. Yeah, they're right. You need an arrow to be able to penetrate a variable target, not a target that's perfectly consistent. It might be the most irrational thing you've ever heard until you really think about it. Here we go. Test one in the dome with a field point. That's actually really good. Okay, there's the test one. Wow! I actually expected a little more than that. About 5 inches of penetration. Good shot, Jackson. Shot number 2 in the shoulder. Ooh. Oh, the old high shot. That is, that's a rib cage hit. Right at 8. 8 1/4. 8 1/4. Okay. Oh, walking. Nah, Grandpa won't die. Uh-oh. Are we gonna gut shoot it? Yes. Ooh. That's gonna smell terrific. So as you might guess, there's no bones in the guts. It's just a soft target. And it went kind of far through. That's gonna be nasty. Woo! Oh, look at that penetration. Oh, the sound is good. The wind's blowing, but we're gonna call that 25, 24 and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. Next shot in the hams. All right, final shot in the ham. We're gonna try to hit it right in the ham. Good shot, Jackson. That's right where I wanted. I don't know if we hit the bone, which is fine. It's just a denser material. Did not exit. Penetration's what?
10.5.
10.5. All right. Man, that smells delicious. All right, it's probably pretty windy and bad sound. We're gonna repeat the test. And we have 200 grain broadhead. Last shot was in the neck meat, so we're gonna try to hit it in the head. That was equivalent to the field point. 200 grain broadhead. Field points were 200 grain. Pretty windy, so it's hard to hold the bow still. Ooh! About the same as the field point. Look at that. Well, oh. Ooh. All the way through. So, you got 6 inches of penetration. Okay. 200 grain broadhead, shoulder shot. Hopefully we didn't lose the arrow. That actually hit more forward than the field point.
Yeah.
Did not hit the shoulder blade, so the shoulder blade I can feel is right. Decent test for this kind of a test. I was buried to, well, it was buried to here. Yeah. All right, 30 inches of penetration on a ribcage hit. Okay, I'm sitting here with my test minion. He's got his white Crocs on, dude. I got to roll me some white Crocs one of these days. That shot through the shoulder blade did impact the offside scapula a little bit, but it wasn't that conclusive. I think that's why it probably didn't pass through. Plus it's blowing about 900 miles an hour, probably eating up a little bit of aero flight. But it penetrated to the fletch when the field point only went in like, what, 7 inches or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, he knows everything.
Of course.
Yeah. He's in middle school.
Not the same as
He's like a damn genius. Rubik's Cube genius. All right, see ya. We weren't gonna do a gut shot because it's gross, but hey, it's science. And he's a physics guy. School of Mines in Princeton and all that. So we gotta be, you know, accurate. Oh! You gotta breathe in deep. That smells terrible. Okay, we had to dig around because the arrow went through that pig and it was over by that tree over there. So I think we're gonna call that a pass through, and but it went completely through. It's 30 yards back there, maybe 25. It was about there by that pecan tree. All right, final shot. We're gonna shoot it in the ham with the broadhead. And as expected, Jackson, it's got a broadhead on it. Really good shot. That's actually very close to where he hit it with the field point. No bone impact. Bones down here. I don't feel any bones. But it's pretty good. Hang on real quick. Yeah, we'll pull it out. Pretty windy.
21.5 maybe? Had the broadhead on? 22?
Yeah, about 22 with the broadhead on it. All right, thanks for shooting with me.
Thank you.
like this content, I have a whole playlist on this type of stuff. So the first video is about foam testing, where they show half an arrow of penetration repeatedly over and over again. And that's a penetration test. Doesn't jive with real bow hunting. I've got Broadhead testing deception versus reality, where I actually show the anatomy of a pig that I took apart and all the curves and angles and everything that your Broadhead has to approach and overcome the way the chest wall is shaped. There's nothing square. We've got the video on ballistic gel. I have a gel block. I shot it. Ed Ashby from the Ashby Foundation bought me a gel block and said, this is a waste of time, but I'll let you do it. And then finally, we tested field points against a pig target that was foam, and we shot a dumpster. That's a pretty good test. So if you like that stuff, please go look at those videos, and I'll have a link in the description to that playlist. All right, on with the show. Okay, sorry about the audio on that test. That was pretty bad, but hey, that's because I go outside and you see some of my detractors. One pro bow hunter who's killed 10,000 animals and doesn't shoot under 150 yards because it's not fair, because he's that good doing stupid tests indoors in a very controlled ecosystem with the argument that you need a consistent medium to test and you vary the arrows. That's because they are 100% trying to prove that kinetic energy is equivalent across all arrow platforms. So when you shoot a target that catches arrows and stops them, I had a comment come up in one of my videos and the guy said, hey, these guys are really smart. They just did more R&D for the target companies. And I thought that was a great comment, because it's true. In the process of trying to disprove Dr. Ed's studies and shooting on tissues with broadheads, these guys, one particular group with their fearless leader, who's the greatest bow hunter ever, are trying to disprove Dr. Ed's study and on-meat testing by shooting foam. And we all know, whether you think about it, you've never thought about it, but you need to think about it, you buy a target to stop arrows. So these clowns shoot multiple arrow platforms with field points into a foam target. They all penetrate about the same because the kinetic energy is pretty much the same. And then they declare that on meat, you're going to see the same results. They don't exactly say it. And they've left me comments saying, we didn't say that. Yeah, but you don't say it. You don't say, this is a foam test. You say, the ranch fairy's an idiot, Ed's wrong, here's why. We shot foam. So for all the people listening here, when you see a gel or a foam test, it's fine. There's a bunch of them out there. Just don't misinterpret the data to a bow hunting situation. Even a broadhead test in foam or gel is just a broadhead test in foam or gel. You just saw we shot a pig in the head, 6 inches of penetration. Shoulder, 30 inches of penetration. Guts, 1,080 inches of penetration, because it went skipping off 30 yards behind the target. It's an estimate, but about 1,000 inches. And then through the ham, what do we have? 22 or 24 inches of penetration. Right there. You tell me, if field point tests matter at all. Do field point tests replicate on meat testing? And if the field point tests are consistent, which these superhero people are declaring, and they are proving, and it's true in foam, gel, etc., the field points will all perform about the same. How come we saw variability of the field point only impacts, here's the chart, on the pig? Head, shoulder, guts, ham. How come? It's because the target varies. Here's the final saying, and I said it earlier. This is the thing you've got to get a grip on if you're going to bow hunt. If you're going to shoot targets, none of this matters. You can go in that far, a 12 on a Mackenzie target or whatever at A 3D tournament is a 12. Nobody cares if it went through the target. You're not trying to create a consistent platform. You're trying to create an arrow system that can handle an inconsistent target. That's the point here. That's why we shot it. Hard bone skull. Shoulder shot, made sure we hit the rib cage. Didn't mess with the shoulder blades. More to come on that. Gut shot, nothing there. There's nothing there. It's just guts. And then we shot it through the pelvis. So we took same critter, 4 different targets and got 4 different results. That is the key. You want to start thinking about building an arrow platform that will overwhelm variability, reduce the number of variables in your arrow system. Headshot's unrealistic, right? I get that. We're not doing that and shooting a pig. Well, I might try it, but you're not head shooting stuff. So eliminate that. That's just a bone test, okay? And this is how you got to start thinking about your broadhead platforms. Is your broadhead going to open up? Is it going to handle hitting 2 ribs that are this way, or flying in this way, or going in like that? Is it going to penetrate? Widely varied things. I realize we shot in unrealistic spots. The gut shot, the head shot, and the ham shot are unrealistic, right, for a hunting situation. That is to prove that the foam just doesn't duplicate the real world. And even the chest shot, the field point didn't penetrate where the crap and the broadhead did. So the broadhead still won the test. But you need to be thinking about the variability in the shoulders and the kill zone of your chosen target species. There's a humerus up there. There's a shoulder blade up there. And there's certainly about 6 or 8 ribs because God put them there. And that's a physiologic fact. People say, hey, I shoot around the bones. Not possible. All right. That's that. I'm going to keep doing this stuff. We didn't keep shooting because you can't chew up the targets. So, you know, once you get a couple of shots in a certain area that pigs aren't very big, then it's just you're going to hit the holes and stuff, and it's not going to give you great results. Not to mention, and Ed warned me about this, when you do a test, you get all kind of ideas. So I need to test mechanicals. I need to test the tough head, the long tough head, the big wombo pumbo broadhead. There's a lot of ideas I've got, and also how to improve what we did this time. So I'll do this, and we'll let everybody, the pro guy and his minions who are kissing his feet, shoot indoors with their perfect form, 4-foot stabilizer bars and the back bars. And they can hit a wall in repeated fashion. It's pretty awesome. And I'll just do the other stuff that they're too lazy to do. It's kind of gross and fun. It's weird.